Can you see the reflection?
Mm-hmm.
There have been people who have said they've seen reflections in that glass.
In the broad daylight, a Saturday afternoon shift that I worked, it was actually me and there was a gal working next door in the studio to the left of me. And there's an entry when you come in to get a prize. And I saw a man and a younger boy. And I'm going like this, kind of like wait, because I knew I had some stuff to do on the air. And I start to walk out of the studio, and I swear, I forget her name, I think it was Jenny. She comes out of the studio right at the same time. We meet kind of in the center. We both looked at each other like, you saw them, right?
And there was nobody
there. Was
there.
nobody there.
Hey everybody, it's Brett Allen. You may have heard stories in the past about the Rand building being haunted. I know we've told our own stories. I've had some stuff go on here while I was here at night. And with Halloween coming close, I thought, now might be a good time to actually put some of the rumors to rest. Or confirm them, I guess is probably what we're going to do. So what I've done is I brought in a panel of professionals who are... Stop laughing. Who are professional ghost hunters. They're in with the ghost hunters that you've seen on the Discovery Channel and Sci-Fi Channel and all those other channels that, to be honest with you, I don't even watch. I don't really believe in this stuff. I'll be completely honest with you. But I figured we'd give it a shot. I know that these two aren't the only ones that are into this thing, and they've got a ton of equipment. As a matter of fact, let me introduce them to you. The first one is my sister Kim. And Kim is actually they're both amateur ghost hunters, but I don't want to make a joke out of it because I really appreciate you guys coming up here. But the gamut of equipment here is amazing. So first we're gonna go over the equipment.
This is a laser grid.
Okay, and that does.
What you do is when you turn it on, obviously you have laser. Basically, the theory behind it is it'll help you to see if there's shadows or if anything is passing through between you and the wall. Push the button on the side there. There you go.
Oh, I had it. There we go. Okay, now turn the light off. Ooh, yeah, that comes up pretty good.
So then you can see if something's passing in front of the...
Okay, so that's her hand.
yeah. This is an EMF detector.
I got you that, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
My wife got you that?
This was my Christmas present.
Okay.
I appreciate it. This is actually one of my very first pieces of equipment.
Okay.
These are actually used by electricians to detect the electromagnetic field. When you come across something that has a high electromagnetic field, it will actually alarm. I'll use my cell phone to show you. You can see the gauge going up and down on it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. This one is a K2 meter, which is similar.
Okay.
And just turning it on in here, it's just going off like crazy.
So that one might
No,
actually
it's
be...
not. No, it's not.
It was?
Yeah, it will. Just because it's picking up the frequency from the radios.
Okay, so it might actually... that one might actually
Not
be
good.
useless.
Not good.
And that one,
Altogether.
might I add, is signed by the TAPS team.
Oh.
Grant, Jason, and Britt. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the TAPS team, those guys are what?
Ghost Hunters.
Ghost Hunters.
And they're on what station?
Sci-Fi.
And not the Discovery Channel?
They're our favorite guys.
I was way off. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
All right. So, and you met them when you were ghost hunting?
We met them at Lilydale last summer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then the favorite and best piece of equipment is the digital voice recorder, which the theory on that is it can pick up spirit voices which are inaudible to our ears but can be picked up with an electronic device. And to me, that is the best proof you can get, because when you're sitting in a room with like Kim and I, and you listen back on this and you hear like a man's voice and you know there's no one there, it's pretty creepy.
Well, you can go with just very basic equipment too. We have our digital camera here to snap pictures with. Nothing extraordinary. You don't have to have. A lot of people have the UV
Infrared.
and infrared, but ours is just a basic digital camera. We try to pick stuff up on that. We have the flashlight, which
Okay, now that you're gonna have to explain. It's just a regular flashlight.
Just a
It
regular
is.
flashlight. But you can use it, which there's a lot of controversy about whether or not it's actually, accurate or not. But we've had it work where you adjust it just so like it's really difficult for the light to come on, which I can't get it to do now. But anyways, you can adjust it so like it barely.
It's just on the edge of on.
Right.
yeah.
And what the theory is that spirits can touch it and turn it off and on, answering questions. And we've tried it and done a couple test runs with it. We had the light come on, and it stayed on and never turned off. Well, then we went to a few other locations that were haunted, and we had the light turn it off and on and browning out and go. I mean, it was
And it was
really,
responding to our questions, which
it was really interesting
kind of
because
coincidental. but
yeah, it
it's-
was.
So all you need for that is a dark room and a flashlight
Yeah.
that works,
Yes, absolutely.
and not one that has like a clicker button on
Right,
it.
yeah,
'cause
it's
that'll
got to be the
actually-
mag lights.
Well,
work
ours
good.
mine actually has a clicker button, but you just adjust the
Why can't I get this
light
to
on
work
it.
now?
Well, we'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it to
We'll
her. As
do
long
it.
as we know what we're doing, that's okay.
But that's an easy one.
But some very basic equipment. You really don't have to go out and buy a bunch of expensive stuff in order for this stuff to work.
No.
And I thought it was really, really cool that you found out that the Rand building was once a theater.
the site.
At the site, okay, and then it became a burlesque.
Originally, actually, it was a church.
Okay.
It went from a church to a burlesque, from a burlesque to a vaudeville theater, then strictly movies. And I believe 1926 or so, they closed down the theater, tore everything down, and started building the Rand building, which opened in 1929.
And something, too, that most people might not know about, most buildings don't have a 13th floor. I don't know
Right.
if it's a superstitious...
It is, absolutely.
So they just don't have one. Most
They
buildings.
skip over them when they number them.
Okay, so
It
when...
goes from the 12th floor to the 14th floor.
And when ours was numbered, our first floor is actually 2 floors high. So we do have a 13th floor, and actually that's the one that we're going to actually do most of our looking at. There, that's the...
Here, you took the other chair, sorry.
That's okay.
Do you have a spot? You recording?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you want to do first? Well, we can get out the EVP. We can do our EVP session. Usually you'll have like a walkthrough ahead of time and get whatever claims there are in the building as far as, what experiences other people have had or things that they've seen. And then I'll usually give you a jump-off point as to what questions to ask.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into a place without any claims, you have to ask a little bit more generic questions. EVP session, Sarah, Kim, and Brett at the Rand building on the 13th floor. If anybody's here who would like to communicate with us, you can talk into our voice recorder where the red light is. We also try to tag our voice recordings, so if you actually hear something, say something about it, like what you heard.
Like if I bump the door.
Jesus.
Sorry. Sarah bumped the door, Brett slammed on the file cabinet.
Yeah.
I was just making an example.
I
If
mentioned
bump
it's
the door-
dark up here. We do this every week.
If I bump the door, I say, "Oh, that was me. I bumped the door."
So most of the stuff you find afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to do the flashlight. What is it called? Trick? What is it?
Flashlight experiment.
Method.
Yeah, method.
And so you've got the flashlight just barely on.
Yeah, you just unscrew the top a little bit.
And we're going to see if you're going to ask it questions.
I guess.
And then they can actually talk to you through the flashlight. Okay, so I'm just going to set this down so that I'm not affecting anything. There, will that work? How's that?
Is it pointing at you or?
I just want to see if I can get the light to flash.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
If anybody's here, can you turn the light on for us?
Now, what percentage of the time do you think this has actually worked?
We've had it work twice, right?
Well, it worked up at Grandma's house, but it wouldn't shut back off again. We got it to work at Rolling Hills. We were having, in several rooms, it would turn on when we ask it questions. It would turn off when we ask it to. Also down in Gettysburg, it was working at
The orphanage.
No, in Jenny Waite House too.
Yeah, that's right, Jenny Waite.
I don't know, Brett. Maybe you are here all by yourself at night. Usually we'll have some sort of response by now, I would think.
Yeah, if something's trying, but if you like Brett's radio show, turn the light on. Oh, it's not.
It's not working for you.
There.
Yeah.
Sarah, you checked the battery beforehand.
Yep.
And now I have a dead battery. And the theory is that if something is trying to make itself known, that it'll actually pull energy out of your batteries from your electronic equipment in order to make itself known. They need energy in order to do anything.
We got nothing right now, but we're gonna go home, right? And you're gonna look over the what is it?
The voice recorder.
The voice recorder, right? Okay, so
Check for EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, and I snapped a few pictures, and I will see if we find anything in there, and maybe we came up with something, maybe we didn't. I'm sure you would be perfectly fine with no evidence.
Yeah, if there's nothing, we're good. That's okay. That's A-okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming up and doing this. And
thank you for the opportunity, though.
Sarah, if you were over there, I'd be... No, if you guys, thank you so much, though, for coming up and doing it. And I hope you had fun. And hopefully, maybe I've cleared up some rumors about, people thinking that there's ghosts on the 13th floor of the Rand building.
Hopefully you can tell them there's not, and they can go about their business.
Cool. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.